also camera going. Mike, if you don't mind, set that over where Lynn is, and then if Karen comes, they can share.
Okay.
And then if someone comes to speak, pretty much we got everybody. If someone comes to speak, just grab a mic. Everybody good with that? All right. We'll go ahead and get started. It's 7 o'clock. I want to welcome everyone to our Monday, March 16th night meeting in Spencer County Fiscal Court. We've got a lot going on in the community, lots to be thankful for, lots of families to remember that have suffered losses and has sickness. So if you choose to pray with us, Jim, would you open us in a word of prayer, please?
Father in heaven, as we always do, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this opportunity that we come and have this meeting and make decisions for the county. And we pray that you will give us wisdom to make those decisions, those correct decisions that are best for every citizen. We thank you for each and every one of us here, and we pray that you will keep us safe when we journey home tonight with the snow coming down. Father, we ask you to be with this country as we're going through war and going through losses of our military. Be with the families of the lost military personnel. Comfort them and do the best you can to help them during this time. Be with those in the community who have lost loved ones. Be with Julie's family as they're struggling right now, as I know. And just be with them and comfort them also, and anyone else who's lost loved ones. Be with those that are sick and can't make it here tonight. And just bless this county and all that we do. And we thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ, who came and died for us for the forgiveness of our sins. And we ask this in his name. Amen.
Amen. If you would, join me in salute to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks everyone for that. I know Jim mentioned the war going on in the Middle East, and I know we've got 2 veterans on our fiscal court. Are there other veterans in the audience? Anyone? So we always thank our veterans. And we watch television. The one lady was from Bardstown, and was one of the others from Elizabethtown. Is that right? So is it still 13 that we lost? Did it raise? I think this morning it was 13. So we have two from Kentucky. So there's lots to remember, lots to pray about, and lots to be thankful for. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started with the meeting. Madam Clerk, if you would, call the roll, please.
Squire
Here.
Squire Ferris.
Here.
Squire Eldridge.
Here.
Judge Travis.
Here.
Squire Travis.
Here.
Squire Cotton.
Here. All right, we're all here. Thank you for that. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from 2 previous meetings. I had one correction on page 10. I'm using the number at the bottom. The first one, the big minutes.
The regular scheduled
Yeah,
meeting?
yeah. The ones that are first in your book.
Well, if you can flip it back and forth, I got one on full if you want that.
All right, we'll go ahead. Go ahead.
Page 4 at the top left corner.
And that's 4 at the bottom, correct?
4 at the top left corner.
Which is page 6.
Page 6? Okay, 4 at the top, page 6 at the bottom. Okay. All right, go ahead, Mike.
Mr. Wendell Smith was talking about ambulance, said that Ford's estimate was $25,562.81. And then says discussion, I want to start striking right after the money. So started the word discussion, all the way to the next page.
I'm sorry. To the end of that paragraph on page 6 at the bottom or top?
6 at the bottom. 6 at the bottom.
How much of this?
Right here.
Paragraph do you want? All of it?
Start discussion, and we're gonna keep going to the next page.
So do you want this agenda cover sheet taken out?
No, I'm gonna leave the item. I'm just talking about the verbiage on way down to the last of the first paragraph where it says move on, we will stop striking there.
Where it says move on.
He said they move on, stop striking at the end of that. And then, the very next sentence, it said Esquire Ferris remarkably made a motion to increase the early voting, that sentence there, we should have after that, that motion failed due to lack of second.
Well, actually, I got a little correction there.
Okay,
What we had done, we had already done that in a previous meeting, I think. And we told him we'd already done that in the previous meeting.
so do you want to strike all that? Cause
I mean,
don't really need it, so.
it's up to you.
All right, start at Esquire Ferris, so I'm striking there, and go all the way down to no action taken. End of the striking after taken, so we're gonna leave in Mr. Cleveland Smith came before the court, and go on from there. Next page. Right below the budget amendments agenda item,
What page you on?
7 at the top,
seven at the top. For some
9
reason-
at the bottom.
Nine at the bottom, okay. Right after the amendment, there with agenda item, it says the judge commented, we'll start there. Right from there. Go all the way to the next page at the end of the paragraph where it says several roads projects in striking after projects. So, everything prior to the motion.
So I'll narrate it without these votes in there, if you want to take that.
Yes,
Okay.
and that's all I got, Judge.
And then where it says the judge referenced several road projects, take that out?
Where are we at?
I already put that.
Yeah,
That's part of that.
take that out, yeah, that's where it ends.
Yep.
Okay, well, that fixes my problem, so I don't have a problem now. All right. Any other corrections that would like to be, noted?
On page 8 at the bottom. The last sentence in the last paragraph, there says, Mr. Cleo Smith came before the court to tell the dealer, blah, 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 30-day warning. That, I think that really should go back on page 7, under the motion that Dan made to purchase the ambulance for $40,000.
I left that in, Mr. Cleveland Smith. Did you want that out too?
No, I like that sentence before Mr. Cleo Smith said, move it to page 7 under that motion, because that's what it pertains to. It doesn't pertain to this, what you marked out.
Okay, yeah.
No, that was pretty much what it was. Well,
I think it'll be there after I make all the deletions.
well, the motion does mention that if they give them a powertrain warranty on the vehicle for 30 days. It does mention that. I mean, we could take that last line out.
That's fine.
I know it needs to be referenced, and since it is referenced
Okay.
in the motion,
Yep.
you want to take that out too, Mike?
I have no objection if the court does.
All right, well, let's go and take that line out too, because we got it covered in the line above it. That cleans it up. Madam Clerk, your budget here at the bottom, I don't know if it'll be easier to read when they're actually going into the minute book. It's pretty tough to read. I don't know if y'all agree.
I'll see if I can fix it.
Okay. One other thing, these, in the back, where we have the numbers on the pages, there's like 6, you have 1 of 6, 2 of 6, all the way through 6 of 6. There, page 19, where it starts, they go backwards. Like 6 of 6 is 19, 5 of 6 is 20, 4 of 6 is 21.
We got stand in backwards when I stand forward myself and
Okay, well, then, 2 of 6 is on 23, and then we've got page 1 of 1, and then another 1 of 1, and then the 1 of 6 picks back up on page 26. And I mean, if we could get those corrected, because, 30 years from now, when we're gone, and somebody somebody's digging, it'd be good if it was more.
We want to know about the money, for sure.
Just a simple correction there. All right. Anything else on the minutes?
Motion to approve the recommended changes.
All right. Have a motion by Zach, seconded by Jim, to approve the 3/2/26 minutes with the stated changes. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right, now we have the minutes from the special call meeting. I saw one little typo, but it doesn't really amount to nothing. On page 31, it should be the word, no, and there's a O. But besides that, I didn't see the issue unless someone else did. On page 31, where the date is, go up to, go from the bottom of the third paragraph up where it says, in the regular session and O decisions were made. Yeah, just put in. All right.
Motion to approve. Second.
I have a motion by Zach, second by Dan, to approve the special call meeting minutes, as presented with, insertion of one letter in. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right, we have, communications from citizens at this point. If anyone in the audience would like to address, the court, Ms. Cox, if you would, grab your mic, or we'll bring you a mic.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm Cheryl Klotz. I've been here before, as you know, talking about Tanglewood Drive and the hopeful adoption of such. And I do realize that we need to talk to the county attorney before you all can take any real action on that. But I had some documents, and I wanted to see if I could get those into the minutes with you all's approval. So first of all, I have a summary of the points that I made at the last evening meeting, and I do have a copy for everyone of that, and a copy for the clerk. And then I also have one copy for the clerk, and I know that you all have received those copies on email, but with your permission, I'd like them to be entered into the minutes. And I just have copies of the bond, a couple of pages where fiscal court was talking about the bond and it being cashed and Coot's involvement in that. The receipt from Kentucky Paving Company, or the bill from Kentucky Paving Company, and the statement saying that the top part of the road has been inspected. So I would like permission to enter those things into the minutes.
We typically don't engage the speaker, since you've been here before. Probably what we need to do is put it on the agenda for the next meeting.
Judge, I might have spoke out of turn, but I told Ms. Potts that we, as far as the discussion goes, that Gerald does not go into the minutes, but if she had an overview that she would like entered into the minutes, she could present it to the court, and if we reviewed it and it was okay with us to enter it into the minute, voted into the minutes at the next meeting, we would do so.
Well, yeah, that's kind of how I'm thinking. If you'd like to leave it with us, then we'll put it on the agenda at the next meeting, and then we'll engage with you.
Okay. So,
You know, trying to be polite and equal
Right.
to all.
right. So I have one copy of what I gave you before, and should I give them to the clerk?
Yeah, just.
All right, and then I have the copies of the summary, which I also sent to the clerk and for the magistrates.
Well, what we'll do, and we'll email them, send them out, and then we'll have it on the agenda at the next meeting. You'll be on the agenda, and then we can engage.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to address this? I do, Roy, come on up.
Commissioner, appreciate each and every one of you. I seen where you gonna discuss the vision of the farmer's market. Is that part of the
stand up just for a second, introduce yourself, and then we'll go from there.
Thank you very much, Judge Travis and members of the Spencer County Fiscal Court. Like Judge said, my name is Stephen Carney. I'm from Washington County, where I currently serve as the county magistrate, serving the 4th District of Washington County. And really the reason why I'm here tonight is to become a familiar face to you guys, as I am running for the Kentucky State Senate to succeed Jimmy Hickman. My background, I'm a full-time farmer, small business owner. I've served on some other boards of nonprofits throughout the state and in the 14th District. And my big thing that I'm running to do is to take that governing experience to Frankfort, to work for policies that work for Kentucky, and also to advance policies that work for communities just like Spencer County. So I want to be familiar to you. I want to be a friend to you. I want to be a resource to you. Hopefully, as we move forward, I'll be able to be your elected senator, servant, and representative in the Kentucky State Senate. So thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. To be totally fair, we've had, I guess, two others come to our public meetings, and we are open. We are open for our citizens and citizens around us that in the future will have an opportunity to engage. So thank you, and thank a couple others that came prior. So, all right, as we move on, I've got a couple of things under communication from myself. I had a meeting the other night, thanks, Ms. Clark, with the Second Baptist Church. If you all remember, we did a resolution, and the city did a resolution last year about they were attempting to get some senior apartments, I guess is the best way to describe. They were looking about doing 34 senior apartments down here on property that they have around the Second Baptist Church. It all sounded wonderful. They were going to try to get Kentucky Housing Corporation tax credits, and when they went to do the paperwork, Kentucky Housing Corporation said, no, y'all are in the floodplain. And we know that was accurate before they built the flood wall, but now it's no longer accurate. That's why we pay flood wall taxes. That's why we have a board that oversees the flood wall that must be maintained through the federal government, through the Corps of Engineers. So we cried foul, I guess, about it. And back in the winter, or I guess early, I don't remember when it was, January or so, we had a group that went to Frankfort. And I know the mayor, I've talked about this group, the tourism director, myself, other interested parties and folks, about a dozen of us. And when we met with the representatives, I shared with them a story about this. And just a little time after that, news got back to Reverend Lewis that they looked at it differently now, and the flood wall does provide protection. So they are eligible now to get their Kentucky Housing Corporation tax credits. So whatever intervention helped in that, I'm not saying that what we did it. I don't think it hurt the argument, but now we have a positive outcome. They're looking about building 40 now, and it's going to be a cost of $10 to $12 million to get them built. So it'll be a big asset to our community. It's all the land beside the church, behind the Bennett's Gas, before you get to the old ball field there, that entire area there. And the way it's going to work is they'll sign up for their tax credits. They won't know until late summer if that is going good, and they have a few other mechanisms and things to get their financing done. But it is looking promising. They will know for sure by next January. I sent an email out to our elected officials in Washington and in Frankfort, and also in the governor's office with DLG about we've got this going. We think it's real positive to our community, and we would sure like it to see it through, and could anyone help any way they could. So Reverend Lewis had reached back to me. Thank you for sending that email out to everyone. But as of right now, it is a positive thing. And I don't know, Roy, I don't know, or Commissioner Bell, I'm sorry. Commissioner Bell, I'm not sure how much the city, if y'all been informed about this new, the new momentum that's going, but, we may be, asked to do another resolution, to assist in getting it done. It would definitely be a huge asset for our community, because everyone would be welcome. I believe if you're over whatever the age is, it's definitely needed. So, we wanna get behind that as we did last year to make that a reality. So, I have that to talk about. One other thing, a little later, we have the minutes from the sewer board meeting. I've got a paper somewhere. They had a lightning strike out of Top Flight. Here it is. On March the 4th, according to KCO, there was 9 strikes within a 2-mile radius of the sewer plant. 2 of those were directly above the plant. I'm not sure which one or both of them hit it, but nonetheless, to sum this up quickly, the sanitation district has their own policy with KCO. They're not on our policy. Corey, you correct me if I get anything wrong. And so they are on their own policy. They have a damage estimate of about $135,000. And the generator, even though the generator is 25 or 26 years old and only has 444 hours on the diesel motor, but the generator part, you can't get parts for it anymore. So they have to get bids to get it. They're using a backup generator in the near term. And of course, there were safety mechanisms to help, but they're not as modern as the ones that we have now. So there are several switches and things that basically got fried. And I learned something the other day that Bill Drew was telling me that asked about lightning rods. Well, I remember Dad put lightning rods on our barns when I was a kid, and they think that lightning rods don't work as good as they once thought they did. And whether they do or they don't, that they worked on Dad's barn until the tornado came. It didn't help on the tornado either, but because it took them all out. But nonetheless, they do have a policy in place. They've got the process rolling. The service was never interrupted. Everything's good at Top Flight. They'll have to have a backup generator there for a bit. But I just want to give you the update on that. So that's all I have. Do any other members have anything to particularly bring up?
Would like to say something, since Mr. Carney was here politically. Jonathan Odell's here tonight. He's me, Jonathan, and Brandon Abels running for magistrate in the 3rd District, Elk Creek. We're gonna have a question and answer night on April the 23rd at 6 p.m. It's on Thursday at Northport Church of Christ. And we'll invite all the public just to come down and have a little debate between the 3 of us. So, all right, just want to make that.
We want that in the minutes.
Doesn't have to be, no.
So, well, you know, our part of our, I'm not gonna call it obligation, I guess I'll call it a gift to citizens of America is, the political process. So, let's all make the most of it, to choose our leaders. All right, next I have on the agenda communications from the reports from other offices and committees. We have zoning. Angie, we're glad to have you, and I believe your granddaughter with us. Thank you for coming.
All right, I got 2 second readings for tonight, and both of them are second readings. So we have the, application of Little Mountain Baptist Church, replacing Ag 1 agricultural to R1 residential on tract 1, consisting of 1.132 acres, and tract 2 consisting of 1.285 acres, located at Little Mount Road and Little Mount Church Road. Commissioner Osborne made a motion to recommend to rezone the application of Little Mount Baptist Church, requesting the zone change from Ag 1 agricultural to R1 residential on tract 1 consisting of 1.132 acres, and tract 2 consisting of 1.285 acres, located at Little Mount Church Road, Little Mount Church, or Little Mount Road, Little Mount Church Road. That's almost too complicated. The recommended land use in the comprehensive plan recommends Commissioner Martin sustained, and the motion carried.
Motion to approve based on.
Will you let the minutes reflect that? I'm gonna leave the room while this is voted on.
All right.
Motion to approve based on the facts and findings of planning and zoning commission.
All right, second by, motion by Zach, seconded by Mike, to approve this zoning, from Little Mountain Baptist Church based on facts and findings of planning and zoning. Is there any discussion? All right, hearing none, Madam Clerk, if you would call the roll, please.
Judge Travis?
Yes.
Squire Travis?
Yes.
Squire Cotton?
Yes.
Squire Stone?
Yes.
Squire Ferris? And I'm
Yes.
assuming,
He sustained.
He said yes.
yeah,
Dan said yes.
I got that. I'm assuming he's not voting, correct?
Correct.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, motion passes 5-0. All right, Angie, next.
All right, we have the application of Paula Wheatley and Dale and Starla Rogers, replacing Ag 1 agricultural to Ag 2 agricultural, tract 1A of 7.505 acres, and tract 1B of 6.002 acres, located at 3655 Little Mountain Road. Commissioner Bentley made a recommendation to rezone the application of Paula Wheatley, for Dale and Starla Rogers, requesting a zone change from Ag 1 agriculture to Ag 2 agriculture on 2 tracts totaling 13.507 acres, located at 3655 Little Mountain Road. Recommended land use in the comprehensive plan, recommends mixed use, the change would be in compliance with the comprehensive plan. There was no one there to speak against it. It was seconded by Commissioner Osborne. Roll was called and the motion carried.
Motion to approve the zoning change based on the facts and findings of the planning and zoning commission.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Will, seconded by Zach, to approve the zone change of the Wheatleys for the Rogerses, on the, zoning, based on facts and findings of planning and zoning. Any other discussion? Madam Clerk, if you would call the roll, please.
Squire Travis?
Yes.
Squire Cotton?
Yes.
Squire Stone?
Yes.
Squire Ferris?
Yes.
Squire Eldridge?
Yes.
Judge Travis?
Yes. All right, vote, motion passes 6-0. All right, thank you, Angie.
Thanks.
Anything else?
That's all I got right now.
You all can stay and watch the snow fall, or you can choose to go home.
What's that out
Up to
there?
you.
What's that out there?
All right, all right. Well, thank you all, and thank you for the work you're doing.
Something else.
I think I'm good, unless anyone else thinks we'll need them later. All right. Next in your book on page 36, we have the minutes of the sanitation district. You can read them at your leisure. On page 37, we have our budget amendment ordinance that we, if you look on page 38, you can see where the Department of Local Government did sign it. So we will need to approve this again, so it would be the second reading of the ordinance, ordinance number 6, fiscal year 25-26 series, an ordinance related to the annual budget and amendment thereof, budget amendment number 1.
Motion approved.
Second.
All right, have a motion by Mike, seconded by Dan, to approve the second reading of the budget amendment number 6 that I just mentioned a moment ago. Any discussion on this?
I think you need to say ordinance number 6,
Oh.
budget amendment number 1.
Okay, you are correct. This is the second reading of ordinance number 6, budget amendment number 1. Thank you for that, Chris. All right, any other discussion on the second reading of ordinance 6? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right, on page 39, all right, we talked about doing a CD a couple weeks ago, and we got to looking at our money in, money out, and y'all can yell at me, I haven't done anything with it yet. But this is the bigger CD that we have. If you remember, we put it in, we're gonna do this quite often because the best rate is on like a 91 day. And it still should be around that, real close to 4%, if not 4%. And I think there is 2.2 to 2.4 or something like that in there. So, I think that we should put it back in at on the 91 day, that we're safe, put it back in.
I make that motion.
I have a motion by Zach, second by Dan, to, reinvest this certificate of deposit, with the People's Bank at the, 91-day rate. Is that what you meant? All right, any other discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Next in your book, page 40, 41, 42, I would like to skip at this time. And on, 43, okay, this is kind of lawyer stuff, so I got Corey and Cheryl here. I'll just turn this, what this is more opioid funds, and as time continues, they seem to get more and more, complicated and involved, I guess. Might be a nice way to say it. But we have to agree to participate in this, and since we have attorneys, that work for the county, I asked him to give us a recommendation and for court to vote as to what we do.
I think by and large, it's similar to the other opioid settlements. You have to vote to opt in, and then from there, I'm sure there's matrices or matrices, rather, already decided as to what county breakdowns would be, perhaps subject to change if other counties don't opt in, but, this would be a vote to enter into, that settlement agreement.
Motion approved.
Second.
All right, motion by Mike, second by Zach, to approve, opting in on the opioid settlement, and for us to sign and send it in. All right, got a question. Go ahead, Jim.
Is this part of the original settlement, or is this something that's new? Actually,
I think it's a new settlement, but I think most of these litigation, of course, I don't know the details of each specific case, but I think they're all initiated at around the same time. It's just a settlement with the different parties. Various defendants in those lawsuits reach those settlement agreements, and this is with these new defendants.
It seems to me that initially it was the larger entities, and then, I mean, if you look at some of the entities listed here, they're more isolated. Here's one is, it's in a particular state, a wholesale drug company, another is a different state. But basically, yeah, this is similar to the last one that we did. So, it's, and we will for several more years, and I guess this will start, paying out whatever the settlement is on it. All right, we have a motion and a second on the floor to, for us to execute this agreement. Any other discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right.
One, 4, 5, and 6.
Yes. Yeah. Four, basically, we don't have to vote on this budget tonight, because it will be implemented in, what it is, the budget has to be submitted to us by April 1, and here it is. We met with the jailer last week, got another meeting tomorrow with the sitting jailer and the deputy jailer, to discuss, the future, because we will have an election, and come January, we will have a different jailer. We will have a new jailer, and, our budget year is split, so you gotta get it to where it'll carry forward properly. If you'd like to look on page 51, you can see the number at the top and bottom has to match, and basically, from last year, it's about 50,000 higher, because, it seems Andrew and them are getting more people in jail for doing stuff. And if y'all looked in the Spencer Magnet this past week, I was talking to Chris and Toby, I think, this morning. we had a lot of folks coming in the county out of town, doing business that they shouldn't be doing. So, but nonetheless, we did add a little money to the jail fuel. A lot of other stuff, you know, stayed the same, but if you look up there at the, well, down at the bottom, the jail housing contracts, you can see a jump there of a little over 50,000, from 542 to 600,000. So basically, you know, we're gonna have to plan in our budget, to find 50,000 to plug into here. So, but as we go forward, this will be what we'll present, unless we make, you know, we'll have the ability to make changes to it if we need to, whenever we vote on it officially. So, but again, this will have to be in, and we are getting ready to start our budget process.
Do we need a motion to receive this?
I mean, nothing hurts. I don't know that it's necessary, but we can make a motion that we receive it.
Motion that we receive the, county jail budget.
The initial budget.
Yeah.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right, motion by Zach, second by Jim, to note that we received the jailer's preliminary budget today. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Andrew, we've got the,
Your turn.
the grant for the weapons.
Yeah, easy, it's just a Homeland Security grant. All I forget for, new handguns, that's, optic ready, so they'll have the MOS plates on them where we have red dots. A lot of agencies are going that way, I've got a lot of good feedback from agencies that do have the, red dot optic pistols, as far as their accuracy and stuff like that, so. I think it's around $16,000, that's for holsters, weapons, red dot optics, and ammunition.
Did you say you've already been awarded the grant?
No, it hasn't been awarded yet, it's applied, and we have to get a resolution, part of the grant process, they want a resolution from the
If
court.
you get this and you upgrade your weapons, are they gonna keep or buy back your old ones
They
and
will.
offset that some?
They would.
Okay.
We get money, gets to go back to us.
Can we buy them?
Because it's 100% grant, so we, if we get approved, the grant will pay for all that. But we will have pistols that we trade in.
So can we public buy back those pistols?
Anything special about
What about doing
I
public?
think so.
Motion to approve the resolution.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Zach and second by Mike to approve the resolution. I know on page 54, that is not necessarily a resolution, but we'll get wording for a resolution.
Work on it tomorrow.
Yeah, we are voting tonight to approve a resolution.
Is there a deadline, sure?
March 31st.
All right, yeah, so we need to work on this week. So, we have a motion to approve a resolution for the sheriff's office to seek grant funding for 16 new pistols. Any other discussion? And we'll get the resolution together with y'all's approval tonight, and we'll get it signed and sent in on behalf of fiscal court. All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Robert, you're up.
I'm asking for money today.
And I can add the other one if you want to.
Go ahead.
And then hire Abigail Powell to fill that 12-hour opening. Her starting pay would be $19.12.
Is she a new, brand new hire, or?
She would be a new hire, and she's completed all her
Hiring requirements.
hiring requirements.
Okay.
Motion to approve both.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Mike, second by Dan, to approve, the two, changes to employees that was mentioned, which is Kaylee Miller from the 12-hour full-time to the 24/48 full-time, and the pay would go from $19.12 down to $16.20. And also to hire Abigail Powell to fill the 12-hour full-time, starting pay at $19.12, and she has met all hiring requirements. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. We'll go ahead and do the invoices, bills, and transfers before we go into executive session. Any questions on the invoices, bills, and transfers? I did call, Bill Wood, our deputy coroner. We had a, you were?
Well, I'm just trying to ask about it.
Okay, well, I figured as much. I figured there might be a question, so I made a phone call. And if you look on, there's a charge of $600.
What page you on?
Well, Zach's question was on page 4 of 11.
59, page 59 at the bottom.
We don't have numbers on those pages.
Yeah, page 4 of 11.
Yeah, page 4 of 11, if you see at the top, it says a coroner house call, a coroner mileage, and a coroner disaster pouch. Okay.
$416.20
Yeah.
House calls is what I.
Well, what that is someone other than our coroner. And we had that deceased person that we had to cremate, a little on over in there, you'll see where we cremated $600. On 9/11, Hall Taylor Funeral Home, coroner, indigent remains cremation. You see the date of death, 9/11/25. And those things takes time.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that they take time. This is our second one that we have had since we've been in office. Remember, we had the one and we had to actually bury the body. We couldn't cremate because we didn't have everyone, couldn't find everyone to notify. So we buried the body. And this one, you had, all relatives had notified us so you could cremate. It is a little less expensive. And nonetheless, again, life goes on. This is,
When did you go to this tree?
he couldn't die. But he couldn't do this because the body was elsewhere.
Okay. Yeah, this happened. But was he ready to rock and roll yet?
Yes, he is right now. Currently, he is, taking care of business.
Oh.
And he comes in about every week and we discuss, different things, but this is the, second one that we have done, and of course, we have a line that those can come out of, so that we take care of that. Any other questions on the invoices, bills, and transfers?
I was just noting, all the medical stuff for the cats.
Okay.
Hadn't seen it for a while,
Okay.
but then it jumped out at me.
I got you covered on, well, I ain't got you covered, but I can explain. The, bad news, I think, there was I gotta not say too much. There was a case in the community where we had to accept 40-plus animals. So we are, I don't know if we mentioned this last meeting, but our, shelter runneth over with animals. And, they have to have medical care, and we are gonna have to expend additional funds to take care of these until, that case goes through the court systems. And, so we will have some bigger deals. That summed up court. And, so be looking for those, but we are doing everything we can to, of course, keep those in check. I don't wanna use the word minimize because, the health of animals, needs to not be minimized, but at the same time, we are involving the vet on many of these animals, and that does involve additional funds.
I got just one more question, and then I'll make the motion or whatever, but there's this Alice Mackey at the very end of 11,
Yep.
damage reimbursement.
Yep. Corey can help on that one.
There was damage to the vehicle during search, so.
Okay. Alright. Well, I'll make a motion to, pay the bills, pay the bills, and, make the transfer.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Zach, second by Will, to pay the bills, pay the invoices and make transfers. Any discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Go ahead, Jim, we're going to have a second session here in just a second. Yeah.
Okay, I got one more item I'd like to bring up. And, we've been talking about the litter abatement funds and litter on the roadways for the last several weeks. And, anyway, I'm glad Steve's here from Washington County, maybe he can give us some ideas of what they do over there. As we noted, about the highway program's been suspended by the state indefinitely. We have several roads in the county that Adopt Highway was used to pick up, and the state's, even got harder on the groups, people that can pick it up. And, we send back money on that grant every year for the last, since I can remember. It was $32,000 this year that we got, we're gonna send back quite a bit of that. But anyway, I measured the 4 roads leading to each county, from here. So Anderson County, 55, Bloomfield, Bullitt, the Jefferson County line, and there's almost 36 miles there. And we have 4 lanes going up by the lake, which is about, I think 7 miles of 4 lane. And I called this Jeremy Mackey, I don't know if he's in Washington County or Marion County, but he mows roads for the state. He does, Bluegrass Parkway and over in there, so he's in the business, and he picks up trash. Our state highway department, doesn't have anything in the budget for litter pickup before they mow. So I asked him to come over, and he did, and he drove, he gave me a quote on what he would charge to pick up the litter, one time on these 36 miles of roadway we have. And our grant says we can pay $100 a mile for a 2-lane highway and $150 a mile for a 4-lane highway, which, that would be $3,950 that we could use in state grant money for this. He said he would do it for $9,000, and, he would leave the bags beside the road, and state highway department would pick them up like usual. So, I'm just bringing this up and see, Steve, if you have any comment on how you might do that over in Washington County, the litter pickup?
Well, I could comment on how we do that, if you'd like me to.
I would like you to, yeah.
Absolutely. It appears that I did think that I'd be called on to share on some of what we do in Washington County. But in Washington County, our county judge executive is very proactive with how we manage our litter abatement grant money. We don't like sending grant money back to the state. Of course, that's hard-earned money that took a lot to be paid in, and then took a lot of applications to get it. And once we get it, we want to see it do good for the people of Washington County. The single biggest thing that we've done, since we do have a few inmates at Ellison County Detention Center, is we've worked with Jada Hall to bring some of his inmate work crews to Washington County and participate in that program. And of course, positive feedback all around. I've been down some roads while they were working, before and after, and it's made a huge improvement on some of our roads in Washington County. Some other things that we've done is we've also built relationships with our school programs and with our school groups. So football teams have done some miles. Our marching band and color guard have done some miles. Our baseball and basketball teams have also done some miles to raise some funds to offset the cost of the season. So much of it is based on relationships and finding people that are willing to work for those funds. But the single biggest thing we've done is work with the
Well, I think the problem we have here, and we do have a relationship with those 501Cs and all that, but we're having a hard time to get those people to volunteer.
Well, our school system don't let them do it no more.
Yeah, so.
Like our football team.
Parents don't want their kids out on the roadway. You know, that's why this Adopt a Highway was suspended, because a construction worker was killed in a construction zone, not picking up trash, but working. And they realized they didn't have enough regulations on the board to cover, you know, people out there picking up trash, so they just suspended it indefinitely, so.
And something else that we did in Washington County, we were down to where we had a few hundred dollars left to spend, and if we didn't spend it, it would have had to have gone back to Frankfurt. We went and found out that you could buy equipment for this, so we bought that many dollars worth of the pickup grinders for our crews.
We got a whole room
We
full
don't,
of them.
we've used that one. So,
Anything further, Judge? Thank you.
thank you.
Jim, one thing on that, James Hunt had come in and applied to pick up.
Well, we had one applicant come in,
Right.
and fill out application.
Yeah, and I know that, and what I can say about that is, if we hire him, okay, for 3 days a week to pick up trash, and then we can use one of our people from either the parks or wherever to assist him, because we don't want one person out there, that we can still do that, because these 4 roads here are just the main artery state roads. We still got all the county roads we haven't picked up, or a lot of the secondary state roads that haven't been picked up yet. So there's a lot of roads for that guy, you know, to do.
What was the difference in cost there?
He
Only 9,000?
wanted 9,000, and we can use almost 4,000 of the state grant. So we're gonna be out about $5,000 out of our own pocket if we do this one time. And he mentioned that, if you pick it up now, or wait till, say, Derby, right before they mow, he said, by then the grass is all grown up pretty high, and it's hard to pick it up. You can't see a lot of it right now. You can get it all out. So I'm just bringing it to court. I'm not asking for anything, just it's information, because this is something that is an ongoing issue, and it's not gonna go away. And we're gonna have it from now on. So,
I think it was when we first came into office, it mentioned, like they use, they don't have a jail, but they do borrow. They have inmates in other jails.
I know I remember us discussing that, and, I mean, yes, you only pay like $7 an hour, I think, but you have to then pay for a meal, and then you have to go get them, and bring them over, and watch them, and take them back. So there is added cost. It may be cheaper to use inmates than it is to hire this stuff.
yeah, and, you know, in the previous court that I was on, we had used the inmates, you know, early, but then, one of the magistrates said he did not want criminals in our county picking up trash, so that's what I'm hearing. So,
And I'm sure COVID messed it up too, so. But,
anyway, it's just.
all right. Well, I'll tell you, we can bring it up at any regular meeting as we go forward, if you, y'all decide
How
on
much
it.
of the litter bank money do we have left?
I don't know how it looks today. I knew we was gonna send back about 14,000 this time. And then, I didn't talk to our solid waste coordinator today, but I did think that she said we had to send even a little bit more than that back.
Well, why are you saying we've only charged $4,000?
Because we can only use so much per mile.
You can, the state grant specifies $100 per mile,
Yeah.
and that's all we're allowed to spend. But you can do that 3 times a year. So if we wanna
The
say.
same roads you can pick up 3 times.
Yes,
Same.
that's what the grant money will pay for, 3 times. So,
You know, we can, but again, we're spending 5,000 to save 4,000. But we are getting garbage picked up, so it's a matter of what we value.
what I'm saying, it's gonna cost us $5,000 to have the garbage picked up, or, it won't get picked up.
Well, basically, that'd be accurate. All right.
We're getting $9,000 worth done for $5,000, basically.
All
make a motion and see what the court really feels like.
I thought you said you wasn't looking at stuff with mine.
But this guy wants an answer, you know. I'll make a motion that we, accept this quote for $9,000 from Jeremy Mackey to pick up trash on the 36 miles of road that, I talked about for $9,000 and use $39.50 of that on our, grant money.
I got a question.
Get a second first. and then debate.
I'll second it, because you can.
Okay.
All right, we have a motion by Jim, seconded by Dan, to hire
Jeremy Mackey.
Mr. Mackey to pick up trash at a cost of about $9,000 for about 32 miles of
36,
36 miles of state roads.
and use $39.50 out of the grant money.
Okay? All right, now discussion. Go ahead, Mike.
I don't know if we can do this, but if we could, I don't know if it'd be beneficial, but throwing it out there. Could we use that litter abatement money to supplement, some of the money that we pay to our regular county employees to go, to pick up?
We can't, well, you can.
Anytime they go pick up like litter off the side of the road, we can pay them on it.
We charge it against, but like, yes, if we take our employees and they go do it, we still only can use the $100 a mile.
Right. But you can apply that towards
Yeah,
what we pay.
I mean, but if it costs us 500, we could only get 100, we'd be out 400. But like Jim
Well, I
said,
guess what I'm saying
the
is-
garbage would be picked up.
Would it be cheaper to supplement our people before, you know, the parks get rolling hot and heavy, you know, get some of the parks guys, some of them, you know, let's do 2-3 days a week over the course of the next 30 days, supplement what we're paying them with $100 a mile, if they can pick it up, is that less than a $5,000 fare?
And again, it's a matter of what roads you pick
Of
up.
what would be, you're talking about being out $5,000 here, would it behoove us to supplement that, use the litter abatement money, and would it be less than $5,000 to use our own people?
I don't think we can supplement our own people if they're making $18 an hour at their normal rate.
Well, I'm just saying, if this $100 a mile comes to, like, say you got 4 guys out there, that comes to like $6 an hour, and could, you know, we only pay 14 out of our pocket per person to.
And I mean, the 100 doesn't cover what our cost would be. It's just a matter if we want to invest. And I mean, I'm a no vote on this tonight because, I need to ask our treasurer about the funds, where we can get the funds to pay this, especially this close to budget time. So,
You know, I think the litter abatement program itself needs to be updated, because $100 a mile, you can't pick trash up on the road, period. You know, so that $100 a mile probably would be 200, but that's something that you're gonna have to do. That's
at state level, but,
But anyway,
all right, we have a motion on the floor and a second. Any other discussion?
I think it's a great idea, Jim, that we're bleeding everywhere right now, so.
yeah, just wanna get it out there on the table.
All right, all those in favor of the motion on the floor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say aye. Aye. All right, motion fails. But we can bring it up and discuss it some more, Jim, without a problem. All right, and I'm glad you brought that up, because you saved me. Under new business number 1 and number 2, with the passing of our planning and zoning administrator, we need to make an appointment of an acting planning and zoning administrator, and acting folks or employees that will sign planning and zoning plats, and also will be the floodplain coordinator. I got contact from the state office that the mayor and the county judge, if you don't have a flood ability to sign plats and also as acting floodplain coordinators, until, someone else or, movement up happens.
I'm okay with all that, but are you saying you're gonna have two administrators act?
Both will be acting administrators. And they're both good with that. That's kinda how they like to do it. Because they're both, well, part of their, unassurance is stuff that Julie used to do, they don't do, or they didn't do. Now they're picking it up. And with both of them doing it, they felt more comfortable.
Well, some of the plants of being on the flood wall or the floodplain stuff, I have trouble with having two bosses.
Well, I mean, neither is a boss, but either or can do it. If, here's an example, with two in the office, if one is out checking a place and somebody comes in and needs to do business right now while they're there, the one can't do it if the other one's out. So that's what I'm presenting it as a am.
And these are just
Yes.
acting.
It's acting until we decide what, and when I say we decide, it's not fair to say that we're gonna decide, because the Taylorsville shares the planning and zoning. Right now, the chairman of planning and zoning has the authority to sign plats also. But, they're only here one night a month or 2 nights a month. Don't mean they can't come in if needed. And I did call Jamie Brown, which is our county surveyor, and I said to him, hey, help us out. He said, absolutely. I don't know how often we're gonna need you. Come in once a week, every other week, once a month, whenever they call you, and send us a bill. That way Ashley and Angie, and they like, everything I'm telling you, they like the sound of it. So, that way we can continue on with our business. We don't want our citizens coming in with a question, and we all know how it is when you come in expecting answers and you don't get any, you leave unhappy. But this is, and I like you all's, concern about this, because we want to get it right, and, they both agree that this was good.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, motion by Will, seconded by Zach, to approve, appointing, Ashley Welch and Angie Helton as the acting planning and zoning administrators,
And to give them authorization to sign plats.
authorization to sign plats, and to also serve as the floodplain coordinators. All right, any other discussion? All right, and while we're discussing, and again, we will, pursue getting an administrator appointed, in conjunction with the city.
I think
It's too early.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not ready to do it right now. Let's get things figured out, and also wanna, Stephanie Smith, collects her taxes and does the, occupational tax and so forth. See, Ashley was the enforcement officer for her. So, a lot of duties, we've got voids, in our duties, and we're doing our best right now as we speak, doing our best to get where we need to be, and I look forward to be where we need to be in a couple of weeks, I hope. So, I will say it's sad, 7 days ago, Julie was in the hospital. All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right, thank you. Anything else come before, we go into executive session?
Cheryl and I worked on resolution for the LEPP grant for duty weapons. I'm not sure the resolution number, we'll just read it. Resolution approving Spencer County Sheriff's Department, or Sheriff's Office, seeking LEPP grant for duty weapons, whereas Spencer County Sheriff's whereas Spencer County Fiscal Court supports the submission of the application on behalf of the FCSO, now therefore be it resolved that the fiscal court of Spencer County, Kentucky approves the proposed LAPP grant application by the Spencer County Sheriff's Office, and be it further resolved that the fiscal court of Spencer County, Kentucky authorizes the Spencer County Sheriff's Office to submit an LAPP grant for the procurement of new weapons and or ammunition for use by the SCSO, and will be adopted this 16th day of March, 2026.
Sounds good to me.
All right, we will get that on fiscal court letterhead and get it signed and get it sent in for you here. All right, thank you, Corey, thank you, Sheriff.
Just vote on, I know we voted to approve, but without any wording.
Official wording?
Yeah, so.
All right.
Motion to approve the resolution.
Second. All right, motion by Will, seconded by Jim to approve the resolution, about the sheriff's office applying for a grant. The official language, was just read. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right, now I make a motion to go into executive session, that's the KRS, 61-810. BCNF? Okay, BCNF.
The same.
Which is real property, potential litigation, and, appointment dismissal, or disciplinary